Hey everybody, it's THump. Recently Deadlock released 6 new characters. They've been out for about a week now. I've been playing them a good amount, and I figured this would be a good time to release the 5 items that I think are the best on every single one of the new heroes. The first hero we are going to be looking at is Holliday. Now, this build is going to revolve around spirit damage and using her stomp and her one ability to get off as much damage as possible. So the first thing we want to focus on is Powder Keg. Now remember, this has a 2 spirit scaling, so if you buy something like Improved Spirit, you are going to get a ton of damage off of this. Also, once fully leveled up, your bounce pad also has 2 spirit scaling. Now there are 2 items needed to get off bounce pad successfully and hit people. They just recently changed this so that it works correctly now, so I'll show you. So superior stamina, whenever you have it, this is going to allow you to air strafe a lot, increasing the number of air dashes and air jumps that can be performed before landing from 1 to 2. So you have 2 options on this character. You can either go superior stamina or you can go warp stone, in my opinion. This is going to allow you to easily get off your bounce pad and do consistent damage over and over and over. So you can throw it down with superior stamina. I can jump, strafe, jump, strafe. So 4 times in the air, I can jump, strafe, and then wherever I choose to land, I will do a ton of damage with an ability that scales at a 2 modifier. So again, I can jump, air strafe, jump, and if I had more stamina, I could have air strafed again. The AoE on this is absolutely gargantuan. So let me show you it again one more time. You can also use Launchpad into Warp Stone. It's going to be a ton of range, ton of AoE. Just make sure you're close enough to the ground when you pop it. You can also go launch pad, and you can press your crouch button twice to get you down faster, like this. So one of those 2 items, in my opinion, are going to be absolutely a necessity. It's up to you, whichever one you prefer to run. Next, rapid charge. This is just insane, too good to pass up. You get this, it's going to give you 1 more use of your powder keg, which is absolutely massive because this thing packs a wallop. It's going to give you more charges of your bounce pad as well, so you can consistently be bounce padding in fights, doing tons of damage with this. And on top of this, so we're getting extra charge of this, and then extra charge of this, we're going to go improve burst, of course, because anything that does over 200 damage is going to do 9% maximum health bonus. Very, very good item. It's just going to allow you to melt people later in the game. Superior cooldown, we put this on our powder keg. So between these 2 items, rapid recharge, which gives us 30% cooldown reduction for charge abilities, and superior cooldown, let me sell these real quick. So we start off with this being a 22-second cooldown, all the way leveled up. When we get rapid recharge, we're going to get 1 charge back every 15 seconds. And now if I put superior cooldown on it, I get 1 charge back every 10.7 seconds. I'm going to be able to throw out a 500 damage nuke. This is very, very powerful. And then you combine it with all of this. Plus, you put Mystic Reverb on your barrel as well. So you're going to be doing a ton of damage. Because again, this has a 2 spirit modifier. And then 40% of that damage is going to be Mystic Reverb as well. Mystic Reverb can only happen once every 4 seconds. So this is going to happen once basically every other barrel. Ton of damage coming through. And very powerful. Also, an item that I will name that I'm not going to put on the list, but obviously Boundless Spirit is just going to juice this to ungodly amounts of damage because of the 2 spirit scaling modifier. So Boundless Spirit also is a very good item. The next items we're going to be looking at to help you guys make some builds for the new character is Calico. Calico did recently just receive a nerf to her Nico Mod Award. She had charges of this that she could throw down over and over and over. It was scale off a spirit, and you could do a ton of damage with these, just insta-giving people. They would go invisible. You could throw them on top of the urn, etc., etc. Had tons of uses. So anyways, they nerfed it. Now, one thing I want to say is if you rank this up to level 5, it says minus 30 damage reduction and heal reduction on the targets. This is actually bugged at the moment from what I've read, and it will apply a 30% damage reduction to yourself. So do not level this up if you do want to limit test and test out this character. Now, these are the 5 items that you should start with if you're looking to start builds. This character has been pretty much, in my opinion, forced into running melee builds with just the way the abilities are. You leap at a target, you inflict light melee damage and slow. You can also pounce on a second target with this as well. And the ultimate ability is going to cause you, whenever you heavy melee, you're going to reduce their bullet resistance, and you are going to silence them for 3 seconds. This naturally leads into the build path of melee being the best. So this is going to be your Shiv melee build, your Abrams melee build, except the one thing that's going to be different here is Pristine Emblem. So we want to run, in my opinion on this character, you want to run high velocity mag. As you can tell, your bullets have travel time. This will help you in lane, last hit, deny. Just an overall good item for a character that has travel time on her bullets. Melee charge, obviously just going to give us more ammo. Just going to help us not have to reload as much. It does have a smaller clip. Life strike, just more melee damage. All of these things. Melee damage, 12%. Weapon damage as well. 40% melee distance. And then just gives us basically 20% bonus damage on our melee. On our heavy melee, every 16 seconds is what this does. Life strike, melee, and it's going to give you life steal. Spirit strike, this is just good to throw in here. This is a 500 soul item. It's just going to allow you to apply spirit, minus 12% spirit resistance to everybody that you're punching. And you are pretty much forced to punch now with this character, in my professional opinion. Pristine Emblem, again, we're building this. This is just overall a very good item. It's going to give us the bullet velocity, gives us weapon damage, and spirit power, and spirit resist. We are going to tend to build this character a little more tanky. You are going to be super close range in fights. So overall, just a good item for the spirit resistance. Tons of spirit damage in this game. And your attacks have additional weapon damage against enemies that are above 50% health. So whenever we're going into a fight, we're obviously going to be copying Colossus because this gives us more weapon damage as well. And the bullet resistance and the spirit resistance and the movement speed slow. And through all of this, anybody that we're hitting with heavy melees are going to be silenced for 3 seconds. I think this is just kind of the build that you're forced to go right now. Shiv's run this build a good bit. Abrams runs this build a good bit, minus, again, the Pristine Emblem. But overall, still a fun character. I think they still have to do a lot of work with this character to figure out what they want to do, because the best build right now, like I've said a million times, it just feels like melee. So hopefully they give her more build diversity in the future. Next up is a character that I've been having a ton of fun playing. One of the funnest characters is Viper. This character is all about dashing and then sliding, dashing, sliding, infinite ammo, shooting over and over and over. That lends well into these following items that I think are very, very good. Burst fire, slide distance, 50%. This ability, slither. You have an increased slide distance. You can slide up hills and you can turn faster while sliding. This gives you plus 35% slide distance. And we get 50% here. That's going to be 85% slide distance between these two. So constantly sliding, constantly shooting with full ammo. That is the whole name of this character. So with those two things that we now know, it's also going to be good to have in superior stamina, in my opinion. Superior stamina, fleet foot. Also, very good items. Fleet Foot's going to give you 30% temporary ammo, and it's going to remove the speed penalty while shooting, plus it gives you even more slide distance. I think it is not needed. After testing it a little bit, it's completely up to you. You can pass on Superior Stem if you want. I just think that it is a really good item on this character, and it makes the game really, really fun for me. Also, we're going to be shooting nonstop. Intensifying magazine, the uptime that we can have on this is very, very good. Let me... Oh, this account doesn't have reload bounds. Sorry. So intensifying magazine, the more you shoot, the longer you shoot, you're going to get consistent weapon damage. This item is just extremely valuable, and this character has really good uptime. 25% ammo, 20% weapon damage, and increases the weapon damage as you continuously fire your weapon. Time for max damage is 3 seconds. So constantly sliding around people, constantly shooting them over and over and over. And you can see in the left side that I'm getting a ton of weapon damage from this item. This is going to be maximized by how much you can hit your shots while sliding around point blank, because this character does nothing but slide around point blank range. The uptime that you're going to have on it is really, really good. Highly valuable. You're going to eat people close range. Now, you can do 2 things here. You can go Titanic Magazine. Now, it does give you the 25% melee resist. That was one of the nerfs that came into a lot of the melee builds. You can either go Titanic Magazine, which is going to give you, with all these items, 45 ammo, or you can go active reload. I've seen people go active reload with Quicksilver reload. That's just completely up to you. I feel like I don't need it if I get superior stamina, because I'm going to be using superior stamina to use infinite ammo a ton. I just prefer this. I think it makes the character really, really fun, and the movement and mobility that you have in team fights is incredible. Next up is the trollest character in the entire lineup with the 6 new characters, and that is Wrecker. Now, the way I build this character, I do not enjoy this character. I don't like the build-up of this. I don't like the way the character sounds, or it reminds me of killing Murlocs in World of Warcraft and wasting my life away. Consume, whatever, consumes a creep. It gives you attack speed. There are builds where you can run attack speed or weapon damage builds. This is not that. This is the trollest build on the man time. The only thing that we care about is this ability right here. This is going to just allow us to fly around. I'll show you the ability in a second. The longer you fly, the more damage you do. And at max rank, you get plus 16 damage per second. So what we're going to do is go superior cooldown, put it on Astral Wall, superior cooldown, or superior duration, put it on our ult as well, improve burst, boundless spirit, and mystic reverb. We are putting everything on our ult. Now, if you play this, it is extremely troll, but it is really, really fun. Because what you can do is you can jump in your ult with superior duration. You can fly around for 10 decades in this. Now remember, I do more damage the longer I'm flying around in the fake taxi. So the longer I'm in here, more and more damage, more and more damage, more and more damage. And then when it gets right to the last frame, I can explode it, and it's going to do a metric ton of damage with a 40% reverb after. That reverb hit for 800 damage, so that's 40%. Mississippi math, I can't do 40% of what, I don't know, 800 is 40% of what? I can't do that. 50% would be like 1600, so I'm guessing roughly around 1700 damage with your ult. From there, all you do is pop out, press your Bioblast, and then sure, if they're running away, you can throw a stone at them and kill them. This is the least enjoyable character that I played out of the 6, in my opinion. However, the ultimate build is really fun. Plus, whenever you hop out of your ultimate later in the game, it will be up in 30 seconds again. So you can just constantly fly around and troll people and blow up squishy targets over and over and over for about 30 minutes into the game until everybody has enough armor and stuff that they can live through it. Next up is Magician. I'm going to go through 2 builds on this character because one of them is really troll. Probably will get people to quit the game, so if you want to see the game succeed, probably do not run this. This is going to be revolving around a melee build. Melee Charge, which is just going to give you the 20% bonus heavy damage every 16 seconds and give you ammo and other stats. Life Strike, 35% melee damage. Spirit Strike, 12% melee damage, and it's going to give us just more burst with the spirit damage, which will scale throughout the game. And minus 12% spirit resistance, which is going to help Vexing Bolt do more damage. We're going to put Superior Duration on Rapid Hex and Echo Shard. We're going to use this to refresh Rapid Hex. So the way the build works is, with the extended duration, we're going to have this 29% damage amp, and they are going to be Rapid Hexed for 3.99 seconds. This is going to allow us to heavy melee them 3 times. Echo Shard, Rapid Hex them again, and then heavy melee them 3 more times right after. So 1, 2, 3, Echo Shard, place it on them again. Just clip that out, Kaylee. So the way the combo is going to work, this entire build revolves around Rapid Hexing. 1, 2, 3. Doing it again. Echo Sharding, Rapid Hexing again. 2, 3. Punching them over and over and over until they're dead. You do have a 29% damage amp, so you're going to be able to pump out a ton of damage with this. This will probably just get most people, especially if they're newer to testing out the newer characters, just to quit the game. The other build that I've been having a lot of fun with, just because the burst on it is absolutely insane, is the one up here. Now, we'll go through this quickly. Pretty simple, straightforward. Improved burst. Everything revolves around these 2 abilities right here. Your Vexing Bolt and your Spectral Assistant, because the Spectral Assistant is going to mimic your Vexing Bolts that you're using. So you want to juice these as much as possible through improved burst, 9% max damage, max health bonus damage, sorry, 9% max health bonus damage. This is going to help you chew through people that have a lot more HP. Rapid recharge, because it's going to give you 3 stacks of it, and you're going to get these back up every 7.7 seconds. You can also run superior cooldown on this if you would like, and you can get it up every 5.24 seconds. I know this is a lot more than 5 items on this character, but I find this character very intriguing, so I'm giving more content on it. Sue me. Boundless Spirit, just to juice this up as much as humanly possible, because remember, this is mimicked by Spectral Assistant. This has a 1.2 spirit scaling modifier. Surge of Power is just going to give it plus 34 imbued ability spirit power to help it hit harder. So all these are helping it hit much, much harder. All 4 of these, and improved burst. Rapid Recharge is just to help you get this up faster. And Escalating Exposure. Your first Vexing Bolt will apply Escalating Exposure to give you 4% spirit amp per stack. And then your second one that hits the target is going to do more damage consistently. So you just put this down, you throw it, and it hits for 1,300 damage. GG, this game is balanced, and that is going to be it for Magician. Next up is the character that I love the most just because of how goofy he is. It's going to be Slork, aka Fathom. Fathom? I don't know. They need to rename him to Slork. I saw somebody talking about that on Reddit. Anyways, there are 2 different things, 2 different builds that I want to talk about this character. These are the 5 items if you're looking to do builds around a character that I think are really good. So Slork, he's going to get a lot of weapon damage from this ability right here. 8% weapon gain per second whenever he is hitting it on a target. So this is very good for juicing up your weapon damage, which I will show you in just a second. So if you already are getting weapon damage from one of your ability sources, we can go Escalating Resilience, which also gives us fire rate weapon damage, but it also is going to give us bullet resistance. So 40% bullet resistance. And this character has to be in people's faces, basically melee range. He's a shotgun character. In order to do damage, you're going to be in front of them and constantly being able to tank the front line. In 1v1s, you'll be able to take down Wraith Haze, etc., very easily with these 2 items. You're going to be getting tons of resistances plus tons of bonus damage from Scalding Spray. That is how this character works. Also, we can combine this with Hunter's Aura as well to reduce the target's bullet resistance and apply a fire rate slow. So this character also is able to build a ton of different paths towards being useful for his team. So this is a fire rate slow. We're also going to be Mystic Slowing, which is going to apply our fire rate slow. If you don't get Mystic Slow, I understand. I still think that the lower tier item, Suppressor, is going to be very good on this character. Anything hit by a Scalding Spray is just going to get a 25% fire rate slow. This is just incredibly valuable in team fights. You could even go Mythic Reach and make this larger. It's pretty large already, but you could make it larger. So I do think Suppressor has a ton of value, and obviously Point Blank because you are going to be in very, very close range. So these are going to be the weapon items that I think are going to be the best on Slork. You could also, if you want to run Active Reload, you can. There are some people that I have seen running Titanium Magazine on them as well. I don't think it's that good, but whatever. Now, what I do want to talk about, and you can tell me in the comments if you think I'm off base here, right or wrong or whatever, but whenever I have these 3 abilities, or sorry, whenever I have these 3 items, Rapid Recharge, Superior Duration, and Superior Cooldown, I get 3 charges of my Scalding Hot Water, and I can sit here, and I can spam this over and over, and you'll see it on the left side, that I have a stacking weapon buff, right here, I'm at 100% now. Now, obviously, in a team fight, we might not have a target for this long. But I'm just saying, in a team fight, I can sit here and continuously be on top of someone. If I am tanky enough, and say I build full tank, I can get these 3 spirit items, cooldown, duration, and extra charge. And using all of my charges that I have that are constantly coming up super fast, I have 300% weapon damage. So my question to you is do I have 300% weapon damage for 16 seconds after I've used up all of this stuff. So you tell me, it might be overkill to have Rapid Recharge plus Superior Cooldown on it, but I get it back extremely, extremely fast. I'm always going to have this up for team fights. I could use this as one of my only mainly primary damage sources. So for weapon damage, we could just get 500 items, 500 soul items, and then we could build really heavy into tank and into spirit instead of going weapon damage. I think that might actually be the best build, but for now, this is what I've done the most testing on. Escalating Resilience, very good in 1v1. It's going to build up your bullet armor. Hunter's Aura is going to reduce their bullet armor, and it's going to reduce their fire rate slow. This is just removing their movement slow and fire rate slow whenever you apply Scalding Water. So this character is going to have a lot of utility for the team. I put Rapid Recharge here. If you don't want to go Superior Cooldown, I do still think you need Rapid Recharge, or at least you need extra charge from the 500. And then Point Blank, you just get so much value because you're going to be super close anyways. The bullet fall off on this character. It's very, very short. So you're always going to be within that 15-meter close range as well because of your Scalding Spray. So that is pretty much going to round it out. Let me know what you guys think about building Slurk with Scalding Spray is the only way to get his weapon damage up. Let me know what you think. I look forward to it. Thank you guys so much for watching, spending your time with me. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. I stream daily, twitch.tv/THump. So please stop through, throw me a follow, and come check it out. You guys have a great day. Take care.